everyone! Today I am going to be talking about how I set my face, how I pretty much bake it, what I'm doing as far as to try to keep my makeup to stay on as long as possible. Now that it's getting a little bit warmer outside, I am always trying to find techniques to make sure that my makeup stays, because I think one of the hardest things is having your foundation stick to your face, especially in warmer weather. So if you guys want to see what I am currently doing, just keep watching. So my eyebrows are already done and I have some eyeshadow on, and now I'm going to prime my face with Maybelline's Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. I go back and forth between using this primer and Makeup Forever, but Makeup Forever is on the pricier side. So for everyday makeup, especially for work makeup, it's not as necessary to use the high-end primer. So I just dab that all over my face. And I actually like to put primer on before I do my eyeshadow, just so that it'll kind of get into my skin. I kind of set first, and so I normally let that kind of sit in first. And then now I'm going to go in with Matte and Poreless by Maybelline. It's the Fit Me Matte and Poreless. And I use the color 220, which is natural beige. And I usually use the back of my hand. And I just apply some on the back of my hand. About that much. And then I use the Beauty Blender. If you feel like this is really matte, you can always get a foundation that's a little more creamy. And this one isn't super creamy, but it's a little less matte. And this is the L'Oreal True Match. And I use the color W5. So sometimes I'll add just a little bit just to mix it in. So I add a little bit to what I already had of the Fit Me Matte. And now with my sponge, which is clean, but it doesn't look clean, but I did wash it, I'm gonna add just a little bit. I normally add just a thin layer all over my face of foundation, and then I'll go back a second time and just kind of like dab wherever I feel it needs a little bit of more coverage. So normally on my nose I might do two layers, and maybe sometimes like around here, because I'm a little bit more on the red side, like on my cheek area. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I'm a little bit more red here, so I'll put a little bit more here, and on my nose. And now we're going to use concealer. Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Concealer. Lately what I've been doing is I've been focusing more of the concealer on the inner corner, and then kind of just lightly putting the rest, like pushing the rest of the product out. Just for highlighting purposes, I'm going to put a little bit on my forehead as well. And a little bit down the center of my nose. And then on my chin. Just bring that out. Okay, now we're gonna set our under eye makeup, and we're gonna be using NYC, and I broke my top, so I put tape on top of it because I dropped it like the second day after I got it. This is the second one that I buy. I love this so much. So this is the NYC Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder. So this is very affordable from the drugstore that you can use as a setting powder, and I feel it's just an excellent product. And I have it in the color translucent. So I put a little bit on the cap. So when you use the powder, first make sure that your makeup is set, that it hasn't creased yet. So I kind of just dab it one more time just to make sure and kind of look up. And then you're gonna get some, and I'm gonna like kind of be excessive about it. See? And I focus it on the inner corners like that. And that's just gonna help your makeup set or reduce creasing from your concealer. And at the same time, I also apply it on my laugh lines, because I always, right there, like I always crease. And this just helps minimize that. And I'm also putting some on the top and kind of right here because I get oily there. So just like right above the brows. And with this brush, I'm just lightly putting it all over my face, on the rest of my face where I'm not baking, just to set my makeup there. But it doesn't really crease everywhere else, so it's just light. And I also lightly tap it on my nose as well. After I let it set for a while, then I'll brush it off. Normally around this time is when I would start putting my mascara, which I totally didn't do. I don't know why. So, okay. As I'm brushing away, I brush towards the area where I didn't really bake, just to spread out the powder. Now I'm gonna apply my contour or my bronzer and my blush and some mascara, and I'll be back. Okay, and my very last step is to set my face. So it's great to have a setting spray. I alternate between different setting sprays. NYX has one, it's a matte one, and one that's like not matte, that'll like hydrate your skin. I like the matte one. I personally prefer the matte one. I also use MAC Fix Plus. It's one of my favorites, and I sometimes also use the Urban Decay setting spray as well. And I got this one a while ago from TJ Maxx, and it's hydration, a skin quenching mist. It says refreshes and soothes. It's from Essentials Sampar, and I got it for $7.99. Like, the tag is still on there, and it just says spray morning and evening to face, neck, and eyes. It's just supposed to like hydrate your face, but I actually have been using it as a setting spray, and I really like it as a setting spray. Personally, I feel like my makeup has been lasting a really decent amount of time with when I use this and when I bake with this. I feel like all together it really works out, and I like this because the mist is very fine. Some of these setting sprays, like, they spray you in the face, like you have like giant like drops of water on your face, and this one, it's super fine mist. So I'm gonna set my face. And setting your face is just so refreshing. Like, I feel it's just so nice. So yes, that's pretty much all I do. As far as primers, I'll give you some options for primers. I really like the Smashbox because it smooths the face. It makes it look really picture ready and very pretty. If you have like the larger pores, you can try Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, which I truly love, or else you can also try the Benefit Porefessional. I really like this one, but this one I feel like my makeup was kind of breaking up on my nose. I have that issue with a lot of makeup, is that it does break up on my nose because my nose does get very oily. The rest of my face isn't as oily as my nose. Like my most oily parts of my face is my nose and kind of up here. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but I do like this one and I do go back to this one. And the Baby Skin, the Pore Eraser, it's not really for matte skin, but it does kind of blur pores. I don't feel it erases them, but it does blur them a little bit. And the last one that I want to talk about was another Makeup Forever one. It's the mattifying one. I love this one. It really mattifies your face. It really helps. So in conjunction, if you put them all together, I feel like your face will really be put together and stay if you kind of tend to be a little bit more on the oily side. Also, as the day progresses, sometimes the first things that will kind of start getting a little shinier for me is obviously my nose and my forehead area. So you can dab with you know, those little papers, but you have to be very careful to not like shift your makeup. So you can with one thin very lightly tap, or you can just look at your face and kind of tap if your makeup is kind of breaking apart. With clean dry fingers, very gently and slowly tap the area to kind of blend it in. And worst case scenario, always carry a compact with you where you can just kind of spot where you want to kind of mattify, or if makeup's starting to come off, that's where you would apply it. So I truly this is another thing that I kind of carry with me. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was informative for you guys. It is what I am currently doing right now, but I'm always changing. I'm always trying to try different techniques or different products to try to mattify my face, and always I'm trying to find as much as possible drugstore affordable brands. And I know some of these primers are not drugstore, and I know they're pretty pricey, but I feel like for the most part I did give you some good options for drugstore. So I hope you guys like this video. If you are not subscribed and you like my channel, please hit the subscribe button down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you guys have any tips for makeup staying on all day, or if you have a favorite primer or a favorite setting spray, foundation, anything, even makeup application brushes, because I personally love the sponge, so the beauty blender sponge. So if you guys have any tips or questions, please leave them down below. I would love to read them. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye, you guys.